The Filthy Frank show. So this is what you guys have been up to, huh?
I am responsible for creating a lot of hurtful and damaging content on this channel.
I saw a really interesting tweet contrasting the way that Joji decided to dip out from Filthy Frank, comparing it to how Idubbbz decided to apologize for his older content. So let's go deeper and explain why Joji's farewell from Filthy Frank was a lot better handled than Idubbbz. Just for the sake of clarity, I will be referring to the person as Joji, and I will be referring to the channel as Filthy Frank. But let's start with the tone. It is clear looking at the two videos that Joji did not see his Filthy Frank videos as disdainful or distasteful. In fact, he even is in character as Salamander Man and Pink Guy and Filthy Frank himself. But then he shows up as himself, then all the characters, mostly Filthy Frank himself, all show up and react to what he is saying. It's almost like it's a send-off to this era of Filthy Frank.
Hope you guys understand that now. I don't just live on the internet, and neither does Frank, neither does Pink Guy, neither do all these other fuckers. I don't know where the fuck they are. So this is not the end of the show, obviously. I'm just, it's time that I introduce myself as well to you guys. So, hello.
Now, while we look at Idubbbz, I think the context of it is a much different, but we'll get into the next segment. Let's just say for this, it's very clear that Ian himself does not like his old content, and he even said as much in the video. He even unlisted all of his old Content Cop videos, which were some of his most popular videos.
Struggling when they were outside of my body. But the antisocial basement dwelling incel that was inside here, I couldn't acknowledge that. I couldn't recognize that.
For the context of each videos, when it came to Joji's video, it was sprung up from a medical condition, where for Idubbbz, it was a slow but gradual decline into liberalism. The context that he stated for this change was an interaction with a transgender fan, not to mention his wife. Also, it is very possible that him living in California did influence his opinion over time.
One year I was at a convention and a bunch of fans were, wanting pictures, and this particular fan came up to me and said, "I know you probably don't like transgender people, but can I, get a picture?" That smacked me in the face. I was like, oh, holy shit. Why would you think that? But I mean, it was fairly obvious. I was being cruel, hateful, bigoted, and being very uncaring about people's feelings. That is a very fair assessment to make. I was giving this person bad vibes, and I think I've given a lot of people extremely bad vibes.
Some call it bad luck, some call it karma, but ironically, boss.
Hey boss, I have a seizure.
Now, it's not extremely life-threatening or anything, and I'm not gonna go into detail because obviously I don't want you guys looking shit up. But unfortunately, what happens here is a lot of the seizures are actually induced by stress, which unfortunately a lot of it comes from running this show.
I think a lot of the content I've made has been irresponsible and misguided. And I think I've hurt a lot of people with the content I've made. Despite many people being entertained by it, I'm not trying to take that away from you. If you feel like you've learned important lessons or you have grown as a person because of the content I've made, I don't want to take that away from you. With some good can come a lot of bad. I have made some cruel, hurtful content, and I need to acknowledge that, and I'm really sorry that it's taken me this long to acknowledge it.
Now, what is the aftermath of both Idubbbz and Joji leaving their old content behind? Well, if you look at Filthy Frank's channel, he has not uploaded in over 5 years, since 2017. In 2017, the Filthy Frank content frankly wasn't that great, but it wasn't an absolute spit in the face like how Idubbbz would soon turn down. In late 2016, there was the Pink Season album, and in 2017, there was a book. This was mostly because the public pranks type of content that Filthy Frank would do as Pink Guy likely would not be feasible for him with his brain condition. So an album and a book makes sense considering his condition. After leaving the Filthy Frank channel behind, he then started a music career under a different name, being Joji. So the Filthy Frank brand can be untarnished despite whatever Joji does or says. All the Filthy Frank content that has not been taken down from YouTube is still up on his channel, and that channel has remained untouched since 2017. It is clear that Joji has moved on to bigger and better things, which is fine for him. I'm glad that he can do the music that he enjoys. He does have some bangers as well, but there is nothing as original and funny as Filthy Frank. Looking at Idubbbz, he just continued the channel going. His profile picture hasn't changed, his banner for the YouTube channel hasn't changed, his name has not even changed. All of the iconography of Idubbbz has stayed the same since his peak. Only thing is, he just keeps going. Everything about Idubbbz as a person has changed, but you're still on the same channel. His new video, I Miss the Old Idubbbz, was a long time coming. It was a gradual decline ever since 2018. His fan base that he garnered in 2015 and 2016 began protesting the newer videos and newer adjustments to his personality, which reached its most contentious point yet in his 2020 video, Sex Workers Idubbbz Complains. This is where he not only endorses sex work, but also approves of his girlfriend having an OnlyFans. His character flaws were on full display as he was putting a YouTube commenter on blast, even going as far as to wear the commenter's clothes that he wore in a profile picture at an attempt to dunk on him.
First up, we got Edward. He probably got told by a lot of people that he looks like Idubbbz, and he really liked that because Idubbbz was cool. But now that Idubbbz is a simp, now he's gonna go in full baby Wawa mode. No, shut the fuck up, you dumb fuck. You don't get to haha funny yourself out of this one. You're a simp. You act all edgy and cool on YouTube and then go and film your girlfriend shoving anal beads up her ass for OnlyFans afterwards? Fuck you. You lied to everyone. You ruined my life. Oh, looks like I did something a little too edgy. Edward, I don't know where you got the idea that I was cool. Do you think it was cool when I was playing with anal beads? It's cool when I play with anal beads. Do you think it was cool when I was running around in an oversized cop outfit? That was cool to you.
Also, he says in the video that he scrubbed through his old content to make sure that he was not being a hypocrite when supporting his girlfriend.
You think these fucking heroes would actually do a smidgen of research? Because, like, I did it, and I found the potential hypocrisies in what I say in the past, and it's pretty fucking consistent. The funding for the slut shirt is actually very, very low. Skanktown, USA, softcore porn all over the walls. Pretty nice, huh? You know, like, I'm not saying that women should be sexualized or shouldn't be. I'm just saying that there is the market for it, so it makes sense that they would do it. I would say skank and slut, but never was that part of my argument. It's just flavor.
This peels back the curtain that Idubbbz is not as secure and easygoing as his fans would have been led to believe. His image seems much more carefully crafted now. It's obvious that as this is the first time he's been put on the defensive, he has no way to counter-strike. All the content cops, those were him going after other people. He was on the offensive, but it's clear that he was in a glass house throwing stones. To make a long story short about Creator Clash, this all started when Sam Hyde decided to book 5 tickets to the first Creator Clash event, where he was banned. He could not attend the event. Come around again to Creator Clash 2, where rapper Froggy Fresh decides to train with Sam Hyde before the event. Froggy Fresh was set up to go against Chris Raygun during Creator Clash 2, but because of this training with Sam Hyde, Froggy Fresh was kicked from the event. After Creator Clash 2 ended, Idubbbz then released his own video explaining his side of the situation. That made him look even worse. He tried doing a takedown of Froggy Fresh and Sam Hyde, but was unsuccessful. All of his arguments against both Froggy Fresh and Sam Hyde seems like he was wrapped around a Nissa's finger, and he let his personal issues with the both of them interfere with charity. This was the new Idubbbz on full display. He gave no exclamation at the time on why he changed so drastically, and that was the point of contention, his change. A couple weeks later, Idubbbz released a video named I Miss the Old Idubbbz. This is where he explains his change of heart. The difference between someone like Idubbbz and somebody like H3H3, as both of them have changed, H3H3 has a podcast where you gradually get to see H3H3's change in opinions, in personality, in arrogance. You get to see that all on full display on a live stream. With Idubbbz, he barely uploads once a month. Even less than that if we're going by 2018 onward. Of course, his change would reflect his content, but it would be a slap in the face if we were to wait months for a new Idubbbz video, only to be a disappointment. His newest video is where we get to see the arrogance in all its full display. He despises his fans. He despises his old content. He hates his old self. His pity party is on full display, where Idubbbz wanted to burn the past behind him and apologize for it. Filthy Frank wanted to give his content, he wanted to give Filthy Frank the character a full send-off.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to support me and my future content, please consider subscribing. Also, if you'd like to financially support me so I can put more production value and time into the creation of these videos, please consider becoming a member to the channel for as little as 99 cents a month. It'll gift you some exclusive videos, and also you can use emotes throughout the comments section and live chat exclusively for members. That was my comparison of Idubbbz and Filthy Frank leaving their old content behind. This has been Manic, signing out.